So we just finished this 4-day workshop with Hasten, and here at Tatwa Hills in Ranikhet in the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand. So Tatwa Hills, the whole concept and the idea has been, how can we live and work in nature? What does that mean? Living with animals, with birds, with plants. Most of the planet we seem to have cut down, removed forests from the planet, converted them into farmlands and urban lands. How do we do the reverse? How do we get back the ecological balance? Forests will increase insect diversity, they will increase plant diversity, they will increase the amount of water we have. Without water, our planet is going to turn into desert land. So yes, despair, throwing up our hands, that's one of the ways, but we choose at Tatwa, and with the Hasten team, let's do something about it. So Tatwa has been here for about 5 years, and now we're moving high velocity, reverse change, carbon negative, plant more trees, and we've started noticing miracles. So we planted some Miyawaki forests a few months ago. Just in a few months, we now have the trees have grown to about 8 feet, 12 feet. We've discovered water. For some mysterious reason, these plants have in the hills collected a lot of water. So our water reservoirs have gone up, and it's one thing to read about it, but I've actually experienced it. Rivulets of water coming out from just beneath the forest, and that gives us additional motivation, energy to let's do everything we can to capture rainwater, to store it, to build water channels. So capture it somewhere, store it somewhere else, and the channels in between. So water, plant diversity, what are the kind of local plants we need to bring in? What are the kind of plants we don't need? The lantana, everywhere invasive. It hogs and competes for scarce water. And we need to do something about that, to see how do we prune them, how do we allow other species to come up. Responsible tourism, ecotourism, what does it mean? How do we behave with nature? How do we enjoy nature? Nature, our happiness is correlated, maybe even causated by nature and natural elements. And how do we get that back? How do our kids experience so many different beautiful animals? How do we grow forests and then maybe grow fruit trees, and then humans can live? So, there's a human area, there is a buffer zone, and then there is a forest zone where no humans could be allowed. So these are some of the things we kind of had an extensive dialogue. Now, we are not happy here at Tatwa Hills with just some conversations and dialogue. We have a bias towards action. This dialogue needs to be converted into real action, quick, high velocity action. So we've got this we've got a whole program now, and we are hiring people. So if you are watching this and you want to work in nature and you want to contribute to the planet, you're welcome. Reach out to us at Tatwa Hills. We need people from finance, we need people from HR, we need people who want to work with forests, with animals, and with plants, with farming. What should we grow which the world needs? Why should we grow commodity products? How might we grow high value superfoods? Maybe we may not have to grow a hell of a lot of them, just maybe a little bit. And that would be enough. That would fetch our farmers enough returns. So sustainable, regenerative stuff, that's what we're talking about, regenerate, regenerate, regenerate. These are new words even for me, and kind of getting used to them, and also getting used to the urgency of getting our planet back on track. I see Tatwa Hills becoming like the lighthouse, which will attract and become like a proof of concept. What we call in the tech world as a center of excellence, where you want to see how it's being done, how is water used well. Come here, look at what we are doing. All the stuff we are doing as open source. So learn whatever you can from us, do your own versions of it, and develop every little thing we are doing in terms of forest, in terms of farming, in terms of living in nature, in terms of having a digital life and analog experiences. What does it mean to swim in the river and have no plastics, have no waste? What does it mean to have zero wastage? Is it possible? Can we reuse every drop of water, grey water, black water, whatever comes out of our kitchen, our washrooms? How might we have no forest wastage? So there's a lot of forest waste. How do we reuse that, use it for regenerating? How do we build dense forests so that animals can feel safe and secure and they can start multiplying? I was very happy this morning when I saw dragonflies, lots of these little flies all over. Our insect life is going up, and it's thrilling. This journey, a few days ago I was kind of thinking about, hey, what's the purpose of my life? I'm like 60, and what do I want to do with the next 10 years of my life? And I think I found it. Let's do something for the planet.